Hi there. Just a quick video on the pins, the bucket pins for the XN08 Chinese mini digger. These are the pins normally how you will get them. With a nylock, didn't come with any washers. I'm planning to install washers. It's just I suppose best practice rather than having the nut bind the baguette. It's a setup with a anti-rotation slot, so the pins have got some flats on there which are received into this boss with a slot on here, and then you put the nut on the other side. I'm putting a washer on as well. What I've found is a variation. I don't know, I haven't actually checked whether it's a variation in pin length or a variation in the gaps here when they fabricate them. It's probably more in the fabrication. I presume they're in a jig, but they're going to perhaps they wandered a little bit or not been on quite straight. But what that causes, the idea, this pin with the anti-rotation on the nut on the end, it shouldn't be able to move about at all. There's no wear bushes on these, but the bushes are on the machine itself. And if these are moving about or wobbling about, you're going to wear your buckets. You can do a repair, but it's a bit of a pain, and you're better off with these being as tight as they can be, or should I say not moving or wobbling about. The problem being is some of the pins, or depending on whether it's the bracket or the pin, can you see the 25mm? This is the 25mm section here, this is the thread, and we've got a little bit of the 25 sticking out there. Not so bad on that one. On the it doesn't really matter what bucket. This is the 200mm bucket. You can see it's actually recessed in there, so not a problem on that one. So the problem being is when we put the washer on here, or the nut, we can't get it to sit flat. Okay, I think that's as tight as I can get it. Okay, and that's going to cause a problem. It's about, I would guesstimate about a 1mm gap, so you're going to get this movement in the pin, or could get this movement to the pin where it's wearing back and forth, and it's going to slowly wear this hole away, which you don't want. Because I'm using the quick hitch that I bought with it, I've got a set of pins for every attachment. I've got a ripping hook down there, and we've got a grading bucket here in a 5mm, whatever. So I've got enough pins to go in all the buckets. So what I'm going to do is match the pins to the buckets. And what I'm going to do on this one here, I'm going to shove it on the lathe, and I'm going to just machine a little bit of this shoulder away so it's not a problem. There we are. So it's worth, if you've got one of the machines and you're putting the pins in, it's perhaps worth doing a dry fit, a dry assembly with it not on the machine or whatever, just to make sure that you haven't got this little problem. To be quite honest, if you're not using the quick hitch on it, I suppose you could machine the pin down to the worst scenario, as it were, so then you know it's not going to be problematic on any of your buckets. But seeing as I've got basically 4 or 5, maybe even 6 sets of pins, I'm going to match them to my buckets. Hope that helps. Speak soon.